Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Happy Sunday. Okay. I don't know what that means, 45, but it's funny. I'm laughing. I'm laughing with you, brother. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch their live stream, but hey, there you go. So, let's see if my camera's focusing. Yeah, camera's focusing. Stream is streaming, and happy Sunday, guys. Appreciate everyone being here tonight. Hiken and Hammond in the chat. What's up, buddy? How are you? Good to see you out there. Shout out to the YouTube channel members, Nick, Wayne, Jason, Brian, other Wayne Garrett, W5WLG, Carlisle, K04QNT, if I'm saying that right, Carlisle. James, Redman, Hiken and Hammond. See Smoke Signals RF in the chat. My wife is in the chat. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate y'all's time tonight. Let me get that off the screen right there. There we go. Okay. Good to be back in the shack. I was in Alabama all week, and we got a brand new general class recorded. GigaParts does classes in their classroom at their facility in Huntsville, Alabama. Some of you may have known that. Yeah, you have a Wayne Army now, it looks like. Looks like it. But yeah, GigaParts does classes. I was out there in March for a completely unrelated reason, and I went by there, and they were actually teaching a technician class that week. And I asked them about it, and I'm like, how often do you do this? And it's like every Thursday night for like an hour or two for like 13 weeks. And I'm like, okay, can we condense that? Because I need a new general class. The general class on my channel, the question pool expired about 2 years ago, and the club I was working with here, they don't have a new one put together yet. So we got one recorded last week at GigaParts, and I got to work on the editing for that, and we're going to put it up soon. They're also doing drone classes now. So guess what? I'm going to have to go out there and get my freaking drone license, which is something I should have done a long time ago. But speaking of GigaParts, we are going to do, mark your calendars, it's going to be quick, because we already did one of these. When was this? We did one of these like a week ago? Last Thursday, I think it was. This coming Thursday, so like 4 nights from now. Where'd my calendar go? I'll pull my calendar up and look at that. We're going to do another Let's Make a Deal. That will be June 26th, 7 p.m. Texas time. It'll be 8 p.m. on the East Coast and 5 p.m. on the West Coast. GigaParts, Let's Make a Deal. GigaParts.com/deal. You won't see anything yet. This is old information here, but this will be the link here. They're working on some new stuff for the back end that they want to do some testing on. So they're like, hey, let's do it on, they wanted to do it on Friday night this time. And I'm like, that's great. I'd love to do it on Friday night. But my wife and I are leaving for a vacation next Friday. So we're going to do it on Thursday night again. So you guys put that on your, yeah, I know it says June 12th right now. This will be updated, but this will be the website. It'll still be gigaparts.com/deals or deals.gigaparts.com. I think that takes you to the same place. And yeah, so it'll be Thursday instead of Friday. So you guys make sure to join us for that. Should be some good deals. And in addition to that, we're going to have some prizes to give away. We're going to do some giveaways and make some deals. And it's going to be a slightly different format than we've done before, but not exactly different. Very similar, but slightly different than what we've done before. Brett, time again is 7 p.m. in Texas, 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. This next Thursday, 4 days from now, June 26th. So mark your calendars for that. Send it out. Tell people to join. Let's get a large showing in the live stream that night, because GigaParts has been gracious enough to do this on my channel numerous times now. So really appreciate them and their support for this type of thing. And I don't know, they got some new software on the back end. They're like, oh, our back end software worked really good last time. We got a couple of tweaks to do it. And so they want to do it again. I think they're kind of anxious about it. I think they're looking to tweak this, and I don't know if they're looking to do it more on a more regular basis or not, but they're looking to do it again. So, no, you do not have to sign up for the giveaway. You do have to be present in the chat to win. We're going to do real-time giveaways in the chat of some. It's not going to be a big HF radio or anything like that. It's going to be some smaller items, but we're going to do real-time giveaways. You have to be present in the chat to participate in that. So, yeah. Mark your calendars. Why do you do this before I get paid? Sad face. I don't know, man. I don't know. Just good timing on your part, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, mark your calendars for that this coming Thursday. Also, I'm still adding a bunch of stuff to the website. Got a bunch of new brands here. Olight, Lee Time, Madman, Right in the Rain. I've got 2 or 3 other different things arriving this week. Going to be adding to that. The mystery boxes are still up here. Those will renew. Those of you who participated in the first month, those will renew somewhere around July 5th, I think. And I've already got the new round of T-shirts ordered, and I've got extra stuff. And the first round was a little rocky because I didn't know how many to expect, but I'm totally prepared for the second round to come up, so it should be a lot quicker this time than it has been. So mystery box is there, and go check out all the new brands and different things that I have on the website, grapevineamateurradio.com or shop.hamradio2.com. Both of them will take you to this website right here. Appreciate your support on that, and hope you guys, if you have any questions about that, surely let me know. Ed Fong antennas are back in stock, too. Those are always a hot item. So let's go. I saw Frank join. Let me get this put up over here, right there. Get this switched around. You never know with Frank if he's going to actually, show up on time or be here. Or what's up, dude? How are you?
I'm usually here. I let you know when I'm not here. Last week, I'm sorry. I got a killer migraine.
Oh no, it's all right. Yeah.
I was like, I'm not even able to fake it, so I just laid on the couch.
That's all right. Freddie Mac did a bang up job. We did some all-star work that worked on the first time we did it.
No way.
It was amazing.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, it was a totally new concept to me. So it actually worked the first time we tried it. So
sweet.
Was not a Nuggets episode. Ha 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 ha. We'll see about that. Let me move myself over a little bit there. Sebastian, how are you tonight, sir?
How are you? I'm great. Happy to be here with you guys. Even if Frank can be unreliable sometimes, but he is here. So I appreciate the effort, Frank.
Yeah. This is why Sebastian fits in very well with us at the campsite at the Hamfest. So yeah. Good deal, man.
He can talk smack because he's already been on my channel.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Totally started out. Yes. Okay. So before we get started, this is a good question, right? I really like this question right here. So what are you guys doing for Field Day? Field Day is next weekend, too. That's next Saturday, Sunday.
So you want me to take that?
No, let Sebastian go first, and then you go, Frank.
Okay. No, the things that I don't have good things to say is like the effort here in Sullivan County, New York, where I live. It actually fell through, so we're not going to be able to do it. But I'm thinking I might be doing a rove. I'll go visit a bunch of people around here that are doing Field Day. That I have lots of friends, like a couple of hours around, and might even combine that with stopping at parks on my way and activate a few parks.
Nice.
Try to get the I need to get the 10 park rove. I think it's the Rhino. I have the 5, the 15, and the 25. Rove awards, but I need to get the 10 and the 20 park awards.
Is that all in one day?
Yep, all in one day.
All in one day,
I dare you to do that in Texas. Come down here, New Englander.
You got to pick.
Try
you got to pick the right place. What can I say?
You could drive around Long Island and do 10 parks in a day. I mean, there's a lot of parks out there.
Yeah.
So
in an hour.
Yeah. Well, maybe not an hour, but yeah, quickly. So I did a PoLo Rove several years back, maybe 10 years ago now. It's been a while since I've done that, but I did a PoLo Rove in Texas, and I drove I looked at the scoreboard from the year prior, and I found the highest scoring club for North Texas, South Texas, and I don't remember if I went far out as west. There's three ARRL sections in Texas, north, south, and west. And I don't remember how far west I went, but I know I went to 3 or 4 clubs, and they were all some of the leading clubs for the year prior. So I just went and interviewed them, looked at their setups, kind of talked to people about what to do. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I didn't get to participate myself that year, but it was fun talking to everybody else and seeing their setup. So what have you – I know you and Robert got something going on, Frank. What are you guys going to do?
Robert and Paul, Prep and Paul.
And Paul, okay.
We're going to head to Cooper Lake State Park. We got ourselves a cabin that has AC and its own restroom with a shower. And that was my requirements for a cabin. I was like, I'm not staying in a cabin if I have to go and walk to the bathroom.
No.
So we found an awesome one over at Cooper Lake State Park. And we're going to be running a 3-station as of now. And we're going to run like 80, 40, 20, 10, and 6 meters.
Okay.
Of course, we're going to get that satellite contact also.
Of course you will. Robert's there.
Hey, I got a satellite station too.
Did you?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I brought it.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Well, I tried calling. This was 2 or 3 months ago before I realized I was going to be out of town. I'll tell you guys what I'm doing here in a second. But I called that last state park, Dangerfield, and tried to get that same cabin we had.
Yes.
And she was like, "No, it's rented that weekend. Would you like the next weekend?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "Oh, it's open the next weekend." I'm like, "I need it for an event on this weekend. If it's not open, it's not open." But yeah, she was trying to talk me in the next weekend. I was like, "No, thanks." But yeah, good. Well, I'm glad you guys found a spot. Perhaps I can work you because I will be in a park that weekend. I forget which one it is. My wife and I are going to Colorado for our annual vacation. We're doing a road trip. We're going to leave here on Friday and stay somewhere outside of Denver Friday night. But then Saturday and Sunday night, her cousin has a cabin in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. I think that's like in the southwest corner of Colorado. We're going to stay there for a couple nights, but our purpose in doing this is we're going to tour we'll be gone for about 8 days. We're going to tour the entire state of Colorado and hit all 4 of the national parks that are in Colorado. I'm going to do some hiking in some of them. I'm going to activate all of them. She's probably going to activate all of them too. I think that's what I said. We'll be in Pagosa Springs Saturday and Sunday. I think that's what I said. So we'll be, I might have said it wrong. Saturday and Sunday we'll be in the same spot. I think we're going to change places we stay every night except for those 2 nights. We'll be in the cabin for those 2 nights, and then every other night we'll be in a different spot. So during field day, I will be able to operate maybe from a park, maybe from the cabin. I don't know, but I'm just going to operate as myself. So I will look for you guys on the bands, Frank, and hopefully we can. Colorado to Texas is challenging, but it's not. I mean, it's pretty.
I've got Colorado.
Yeah, we can get Colorado pretty regularly. It was fun. The band has been so kind of up and down lately. When I was in Galveston last time, I worked a station in Midland, a station in El Paso, and some other guy in I think I worked a station in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but he was down in the noise. He was really hard to hear. But it's unusual to work Texas that short of a range on 20 meters. But I did it, so we'll see. Yeah,
the bands has been uncharacteristically weird.
Yeah, they've been kind of weird, so... Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, Izzo. Appreciate you being here, brother. And you need to put Hamvention on your calendar, buddy. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about PoLo. PoLo is the subject tonight, and it is a ham radio logging app. It's one of the easiest to use and most updated apps that's out there, in my opinion. And I'll admit this right now. just up front, so everybody's on board. I have PoLo installed, but I've never actually used it. So
blasphemy.
I know. It's terrible.
You're a laptop guy, right? Is that it?
Change
you're
screens
a Windows
with
laptop
me.
Guy?
I actually, generally speaking, when I'm I do take my laptop a lot, yes, but usually when I'm logging, I'm usually on Android. Okay. I'm probably 60% Android and 40% Windows, something like that. So, but PoLo only works on Android and iOS, right?
Right now, yes.
Right now,
yes. You can run it on Mac laptops. The new Macs can run iPad apps.
Right. Yes.
But we're working on a desktop version that will run on any Mac laptop, Windows, and Linux.
Okay.
That's coming up in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Prep
and Paul says, burn the witch. They're talking about me not using PoLo. And then N8YO says, boo this man. So
right? I feel like I got to take over this interview here.
Oh, no. It's all good. So there's a lot of really good apps out there right now. I like and want to use all of them. And Sebastian and I were talking at Hamvention, and I'm like, well, we need to get you to come on to the show and just talk about PoLo so I can learn more about it myself. But yeah,
and I think,
good deal.
I think we're at a great time for ham software. A resurgence of ham software. There's a lot of people trying to come up with new innovations. I think that we kind of been stuck with N1MM and N3FJP of the software world, which they've done a great job. That's why they've lasted so long. But it's kind of like they never jumped into the mobile bandwagon, like do mobile apps, and even on their desktop offerings, they all feel like, I don't know, a certain, most ham software feels like it was built maybe not in but for the 1997 crowd.
Right.
It's a certain vintage.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah. There's maybe 99. It's like post Windows 98, Windows NT4. That's kind of like where the style came about, like, you know, when MySpace was a thing too, the GeoCities and MySpace vibe.
Yes,
it is predominant in a lot of app and websites. But in the last few years, I don't know, with Hammers, with the World Radio League and other efforts, and of course PoLo, I don't know, it's been interesting seeing new apps coming out and offering new ideas and new styles of doing things.
Absolutely. You know, and something we hear often as YouTubers is just like, oh, ham radio's dying, it's going away, it's going to, you know, nobody's using it anymore, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what? There's some really good innovation and forward-thinking projects in the software world for amateur radio. And if ham radio was really dying, which it's not, it's just not. The statistics prove otherwise. So everybody who says that, I was like, yeah, you're just being a blowhard, and that's okay.
And the hardware too. Companies are coming with new radios and new ways of doing things too.
Totally. Yep. But yeah, there's still lots of innovation in hardware and software and applications and stuff that does new stuff and all kinds of innovation still going on. So seeing more options become available outside of the M1MM and N3FJP is great in my opinion. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what you've got tonight, Sebastian, because I know a lot of guys who use PoLo that just say they started using PoLo and they're like, yeah, that's all I use anymore. And I don't know. We'll see if I get swept up in it when I use it the first. In fact, I'm gonna make it a point when we go on our vacation next week. I will use PoLo in at least one park and kind of see how I like it. So
do that. Yeah, that's the best thing. A lot of people don't want to log on their phones, and the main thing I want to dare people is to give that a shot. I think that logging on your phone is more than possible. I actually prefer it nowadays, unless it's like a serious contest effort. I prefer to log on my phone than to log on a laptop or even a tablet. I don't know, it's less things around me. It makes the whole thing more convenient. And
I can see that.
The thumb typing on a small keyboard, it's fine. The speed at which you have to type a call sign, it's still very slow. It's the speed at which you're repeating the call sign. So if you can say Kilo India 2 Delta, that's Kilo India 2 Delta. That's as fast as you need to type. You don't need to type much faster than that. And then not having to carry more gear with you, and not having to put more stuff around you in the table where you're operating or in your lap, it makes a big difference to me. I mean, I've gotten used to logging on my phone, and the main thing I would want to invite people is to give that a shot. Like, go do an operation and log it all on your phone, or log it with a tablet and a small external keyboard. Tablet keyboards I do hate. I don't like typing on a tablet keyboard.
I've got I've got that big 10-inch RFinder tablet. It's an Android tablet, and I will log on that sometimes. But ever since I mounted it in my truck, I won't take it to I don't take it out of the truck. I just leave it in the truck all the time. And if I'm activating from the truck, which I have a Kenwood TS480 in the truck, I'll use that sometimes. But if I'm getting out of the truck, sitting at a picnic table, which is generally what I do, I like to have the laptop there because of the bigger keyboard, but I'm with you on the whole lugging too much stuff around. Yeah. So there's a lot of the times where I was driving back from Alabama and I wanted to activate a park in Mississippi because I don't have that state yet, and I didn't find one on my route. I found there was one that was like a 45-minute diversion off the route, which would have been 45 minutes to get back on the route. So I stopped at a park in Tennessee again, and I just sat there on my phone and logged 13, 14 contacts from the truck. I didn't even get out of the truck. So, yeah, logging on the phone is perfectly doable. I mean, it's certainly good to, if you ever find yourself where you're like, well, I wasn't really stopping, and you stop by a park. Sometimes I'll be driving along, and I'll see, that's a cool name, like the Lewis and Clark Expedition Historical Site. I'm like, that's got to be a POTA spot. But if you ever pass anything, I passed a battleship monument one time when I was going somewhere. That's
probably POTA.
Right, yeah, it was a total, and I looked it up. It was like, there it is, POTA. So I just sat in the parking lot with my phone and logged it, and it was easy. So it's always good to have that available to you, even if you don't like to use it on a regular basis. But yeah, good deal.
But yeah, I mean, I want to invite people to try their phones, but we're working on getting PoLo on all kinds of devices because it is nice to have a bigger screen and a bigger keyboard too.
Yes,
it's
correct.
I want it's better to have more choices than to be forced to do things a single way.
Yeah.
Good
deal. Yeah, I totally agree. And I like a lot of these apps coming out now are multi-platform. So they'll work on Android, iOS, Mac OS, Windows, even Linux. You know, some kind of Debian install of Linux. So that's a good thing as well. So. Cool, man. Well, show us what you got. I know you got a share screen for us.
Let me share the screen and give you a quick look of what PoLo looks like. I'm going to be running like in a development mode on my computer here.
Okay.
And so it's a bit slower to start. And what you're looking at is the upcoming July release that has a couple of we normally do monthly releases, and I gave up on version numbers, and I just called them after the month of the release.
Okay. Okay.
Because people tend to interpret too much, and when you moved the major number or the middle number, what does that mean? Did you change enough? You know what? It's going to be the month, and that's it. We're updating it all the time. We never stop. So when you first start, if you were installing the first time, it will ask you for your call sign, whether you like to do POTA, SOTA, and whatnot. And you kind of land on this screen. And all you need to do is start a new operation. You say you want to do it POTA, and it gives you all the nearby parks to where you're located. If the park you happen to be, this is kind of based on the what's known as the yellow dot on the POTA website, which is what they determine is to be kind of like the center of the park or the most interesting place. If this doesn't match what you want, you can always enter here like Lewis and Clark Memorial State Historic Site, for example. Or if you want to enter the number, you could, if you knew the number by heart, you could enter that and basically activate that park.
Okay.
You can get your device location if it doesn't have to happen to match the park, etc., etc.
Okay.
You pick the park and you go into QSets and you can start logging. We can get Frank and
K25AHJ.
Yeah. And you notice that little smiley face. If I tap, we have a list of who is who and who isn't in amateur radio. We kind of have a list of all the YouTubers, all of the social media people involved in software development, people involved in the POTA programs, the SOTA program, the World Wildlife Fund, etc., etc. You can even, if you're bored, you can click on Tank Radio's YouTube channel, and it'll open here on a web browser. And you can start watching him if the activation gets slow. But yeah, I basically logged him. I don't know. November Kilo 2 Yankee, my dear friend Jasper, who I go roving with, the 24 Park Rove, I did it with him. It gets his data from QRZ. If you've entered your QRZ account settings, it'll get his state from QRZ if you did that, so I don't even have to enter any of that. The space key will switch between fields quickly, and you just log him.
I just typed in my own call sign and then clicked on it, and it brought up my YouTube channel.
You got your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I didn't know it did that. That's fun.
What's your icon?
I didn't see an icon. Oh,
I think Jason, you have a TV probably. I think the standard YouTuber.
No, icon. mine's a pig face.
Oh, you know what? Because you asked for it. You asked for it.
Yeah, we were talking about that at Hamvention. Yeah,
last year's Hamvention.
I have. Was it? Okay, yeah. I have the pig face on my. I pigged the face on my profile for Meshtastic.
Or maybe on Hamcation.
Maybe it was Hamcation. Yeah, maybe it was that. Recent. Yeah, it could have been.
You can look at the spots and try to find somebody to work, and if you do, you just tap here. And it'll get here, and their park reference will be already typed, and you can just save them. If not, say you're working Can2X, you can enter their park number here, and this is something that only PoLo did back when. Is one of the first app to do it, which is you don't have to type the freaking US dash. All you need to do is type the digits.
Really? Okay.
And it'll do it for you.
That's pretty cool.
If he were to be in Canada and he identified FKNX2/VE, you notice this already changed to CA.
Yes.
Or if this would have been a Canadian call sign, it will be CA. So you type 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will be Canada. If they're at a twofer, you just press space or a comma and enter the other number, and they get them both. And when you log them, you see the 2 trees here that tell you that this is a twofer.
I like that.
PoLo does not require you to enter them twice or something like that. PoLo keeps track of the park references and will export the right data to the PODA as the program requires, as PODA requires. You can do, let's see if we find somebody in the spots. Sometimes they have somebody working. This is a good example. If PoLo finds 2 people working in the same frequency from the same park, it assumes that they're working together. So you tap here, and it comes here, and it's a comma list of calls. When you save, you get 2 of them on the log.
Okay.
And if you're working, this is like a very common scenario, which is like you're doing, you get Jason. And Jason tells you, but please stand by. We have a second operator. Right? I came here. I entered your park reference, and I already ready to save. And you say, please stand by for a second operator. I say, sure, go ahead. And you tell me you're working with Kilo India, Kilo 1, Kilo. I just put a comma and submit, and I get both of you.
Oh, so you don't have to hit submit twice. You just put it all in the same field.
And you don't have to enter the park reference for the second one.
Oh, right. Yeah, because you've already entered it once. Okay. Yeah.
Even if you did this and they came back, please stand by for a third operator. You can tap on this one to edit, and you edit it, and you enter Kilo 2, Kilo, and it basically duplicates the settings.
Nice.
For whatever park you've entered.
It
does things, for example, let's say Kilo 5 AFR. Let's say that you are running, you're calling CQ, and Kilo 5 AFR comes and calls you because they're tired of running their frequency. PoLo realizes that from the spots that they are at this park, so you don't even have to wait for them to give you the park number, because they've recently spotted themselves at being at this park, so PoLo gets the park reference already into the field. But
you click the P2P button first, right?
I just clicked to open it. It was visible here already, so I
didn't have to visible at the okay. Okay.
Yeah. So okay. I'll pick another one just to give you an example. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
Okay.
Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey.
You're not in there.
Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Or Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. I think they might have been there for too long.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, 15 minutes. It only does it if they've spotted themselves 10 minutes ago or less.
10 minutes or less. Okay, that's good info. Okay. K5
Alpha Hotel
AFR.
9 Charlie.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay. Alpha Hotel 9 Charlie.
Wipe everything here. Alpha Hotel 9 Charlie. It'll get, you see the slash P2P, that means that you have the park-to-park reference already here.
There it is.
So you didn't have to enter it. It just happens. And then the other thing is, say that you're done hunting park-to-parks and you want to start running and calling CQ. You find yourself a nice frequency. Let's say you're going to talk on 7200. Just, you could click on the little radio here and enter the frequency here, and that'll work. Or you can just enter it here and press enter, and that gets it here.
And it knows, you're typing numbers and it knows you're talking about a frequency in there.
Say you want to work AM instead of sideband, you can enter it here. Say you want to work, you want to move to 72.1, you can enter it as 7200. You can enter it this way. PoLo figures out exactly what you mean, because that's something that always bothered me in other login apps, where I went to enter it without the period or with the period, and one app wants it one way, the other wants it the other way, and all they do is wrong frequency. No, you can figure out which one it is. There's really little overlap in those numbers in ham radio.
Oh my gosh, so the biggest pain I ever have is that the PoLo website itself doesn't like periods.
Yes.
If you're on 14.270, you put 14270, there's no period in there, and I'm like, and I got spotted one time on like 144 megahertz 2 meters, and I'm like, no, the period's in the wrong place. So that's nice. Without,
I
like that.
Or for example, if I enter 27201, but I could also enter 0.203.
Okay.
And that will move me to 7.203.
Because you are already on 7.
Right.
Okay.
Now, if I were to 7050, it will change my mode. Oh, 7050 is actually FT4. Let's go 7030. It will change my mode to CW automatically. If I went to back to 7200, it will change me to sideband automatically, because it knows the band plan. You don't have to keep that updated.
Nice.
And then once you're here, you can come to self-spotting, click this button, and you're spotted on the POTA site. Or you can even enter QRV here and hit enter. I'm not going to do it, because then I'll be spotted, and people get mad when you spot yourself at a random park. I type QRV and I self-spot with the message QRV. If I type QSY, you'll self-spot with the message QSY, and QRT will self-spot with the message QRT.
Now, if you type QSY and self-spot, do you do that after you've changed the frequency in the app, or what is
Yeah, you change your frequency and you type QSY.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
That's kind of like the flow. We are working right now on cat control, so that you will not have to type your frequency. The app will get it from the radio. That's also coming soon in the next month or two, hopefully. And you will, like, again, if you were to hit here on a spot, it will switch the frequency and mode for you. You'll do all that, controlling your radio via Bluetooth or serial, and that will make it even nicer to like do the self-spotting. You're not going to have to be entering frequencies on the app.
Gotcha.
One of the new features is that you can also spot someone else that you worked.
Okay.
So it's not just
you work a park to park.
So if you work a park to park and they're not spotted, or you just want to refresh the spot, you can spot them here. It's the same control, but when you select someone else that's not you, it'll let you spot them instead of the self spot. If I deselect, it says self spot.
Gotcha.
Another first for PoLo was that you could do this and do summits on the air at the same time. So now I have parks on the air and summits on the air. And if I were to spot myself, I don't have my Soda account set up here, but you will get a little mountain here, and the app will spot you on both services at the same time.
Nice.
If you add world wildlife, flora and fauna, it'll do the same. You can spot yourself into the park, into each one of those services at the same time. And then when you're done with your operation, you just come here into the manage operation logs, and it will offer you to export the ADIF file needed for POTA submission, the ADIF file needed for SOTA submission, and then a full ADIF that has all the data in case you want to upload that to your QRZ or your desktop log or whatever you want.
Does it auto-upload those to the POTA and SOTA website, or is it just putting it in those formats?
Not yet, because none of those services let you do direct uploads right now.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I've been working with the POTA developers. They just have a lot of other things they have to go through first before they can enable direct uploads. I've been looking at maybe hacking my way around it, but I want to. With all the things, I mean, the main thing with PoLo is that I have way too many ideas and not enough time.
Yeah.
The direct uploads to POTA will probably come after we finish the cat control, the desktop software, and also cloud syncing, which is the other big feature that's in the works. So that when you're working, all of this will be uploaded to the cloud and will sync between your devices, and you will open the desktop version and get the same QSOs and so on. And
that is a nice feature to have.
Yeah, you have the map, like all decent login apps. You need to have a map. You can even get a nice globe view if you want to say it that way.
Okay, here's a question for you. How does it handle DX stations? Because a lot of the Hammers, I think maybe Hammers Pro handles this better. I don't know, but the original Hammers, if you entered like a Victor Echo or an X-Ray Echo call sign when on POTA, it didn't know where that was.
Here, it'll know that it's Mexico just from the call sign.
Okay.
This one doesn't seem to be a real call, so I don't know. Let me try to get. I don't know.
Okay. Will it put it on the map?
It'll put it on the map. If you've configured, so if you go on the settings, you can configure your QRZ account.
Yes.
If you don't have QRZ, and that's why it was so slow. Let me. I'm not gonna paste my password here in the screen, but
probably not a good idea.
There's HamDB. It's a free service, but you only have USA and Canada calls.
Right, and that's the one that Hammers had, and I never enabled QRZ, but I don't remember.
If you don't have a QRZ account, then PoLo will figure out the country from the call sign, and it will show on the map in the center of that country.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if let's make a trial here. If I do Foxtrot for I don't know Victor Hotel, that's France. I save it here. It has a little flag. And then in the map, it'll show you France.
There it is. Okay.
But it's in the middle of France, not their true location.
We've got some DX call signs coming into the chat. Try HI8D, Hotel India 8 Delta. He's a
David,
big...
¿cómo
David.
Hotel India 8 Delta. So there's
Dominican Republic,
It'll show in the Dominican Republic, as you can see here.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an improvement over what I've used in the past. So that's good.
I got some questions in the chat. If this is a good time,
sure, go for it.
You were talking earlier about Windows. When are you expecting or kind of think the Windows version will be released?
I don't want to give dates because life is complicated always. I've started working on it. I've made some progress. Because I'm building it in a way that will reuse a lot of the code that we use for the mobile version. I expect that there'll be little visible progress as I built all the scaffolding, and then all of the features will work. So it's going to be all of a sudden I'll have a fully featured application, but getting to that point will be hard. So that'll take a bit longer than I would like to, but I'm gonna say this year for sure, but I've said things that have been wrong in the past, so don't ask me to put a bet on it.
Okay,
right, that's fair.
So you're mentioning cat control. Since this is mostly a phone application, will cat control work via the phone?
Yes. The approach we're taking is that I try to find a way to get the most features for the least work. So we're building a little bridge device, which is, I have one here. It's this little Raspberry Pi Zero running a custom firmware that this will connect to the serial port.
Stop sharing your screen for just a minute, Sebastian, so people can see that.
That's right. Yeah. Let me stop the share.
There you go.
This little Raspberry Pi 02 wireless, any Raspberry Pi that has Bluetooth would work. And this is like a $20 plus an SD card is another $10. So it's not a significantly expensive thing. And this is the thing that will connect to the serial port on your radio. And then this speaks Bluetooth low energy to your phone.
Okay, what if your radio has Bluetooth, like a 705 or something?
So the at some point we'll support native CAT of the 705 and say the FX4CR or any other. There are not that many radios that have Bluetooth.
No, there's really not. Yeah, that's true.
And part of it is that I started working on controlling the 705 directly, and I ran into so many little problems. And then the idea of having to struggle to support every single radio one at a time. And then I realized there's the Hamlib library that supports all of them already.
Yeah.
So building this device will support any radio that is supported by Hamlib.
Okay. And
also in a way that works on Android and iOS through Bluetooth wirelessly. And then we can, I mean, I'm not going to stop there, but that will like release the pressure from having to support CAT, and then people saying, oh, but I want the Yaesu 89591, but I also want the Yaesu 991, and I have the Yaesu 877, and like with this, it'll support all of them more than good enough, and then we can work on getting better support for the radios that can use better support through Bluetooth directly, or even like network, like controlling a flex by just being on the same Wi-Fi network is another possibility.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen some question also about kind of group logging around field day events. Does it support a field day? Just field day in general, and then let's do a second part for group events.
Let me go back to the screen here and show you something, which is that you could start a new one, and it's not enabled. So in the settings, there are more settings for things like the app features. You can enable field day. You can enable 13 colonies, QSO parties. There's like the Georgia State Spark on the Air, winter field day. There's support for lighthouses, castles, bunkers on the air, global mountain activity,
neat.
silos on the air, all of those. And you can do all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
If/when that makes sense. But let's say you want to do, so the bad news is because we don't have yet the cloud sync, it does not support group logging for field day. That's something that's very much in our goals, and I really want to get it right and make it a much better experience than on what it usually is. But it's not going to be ready this year. But you could do your field day, and let's say I'm going to be at 2 Alpha in Eastern New York, and I'm going to be at 100 watts and less, and with battery power. ENY, no, ENY.
There you go.
And I can do that also with parks on the air.
You can add a park to it also.
So you can have both things going on at the same time. And when you're done, it'll give you the exports for parks on the air and for field day in Cabrillo, as each one requires different formats. So you get each of the exports separately. Now, what that means now, if you notice, I now have the class and location exchanges from field day. I can, for example, I don't care about the 5.9, so I'll remove those fields. You can select that here if that's what you want. And then I can log field day. I can November 1, Charlie Whiskey Charlie, Brian, for example, and he'll call me and he'll say that he's a 2 Bravo in Tennessee. And for example, here it'll confirm the location name of the section. And this is not states. This is ARRL sections.
ARRL sections, yep.
So you are, where are you, Jason?
November Tango X-Ray.
So you're November Tango X-Ray, so Northern Texas.
Yeah.
Northern Texas is easy one, but I always like to give the example of California. I hate when I'm doing field day and someone tells me they're in Santa Barbara.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure what Santa Barbara is. So if I start typing the name, It'll give me all the list of things that start with San.
Gotcha.
And if I press space, it'll just pick Santa Barbara.
Okay.
Or if you know it, and if you know that San Diego is SDG, you just type it, but you get it confirmed right here, so you know what the name is. You're November Tango X-ray. You're North Texas. So this will log you the sections. It'll tell you if you type a class that's to hotel, it'll show in red because that's not a valid class these days. If you type a location, say you're in West Texas, it doesn't work. You have to be in Southern Texas. Now, what's the other Texas section?
West Texas, WTX.
WTX. Why doesn't that show? Maybe because I didn't put a call sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kilometer 2 Delta will be West Texas. And right here, if you tap on this line here or what it says here, you get a summary of your operation, including the checklist of the sections were worked, the points based on your power multipliers, et cetera, et cetera. And this is another feature. This is an exclusive reveal. No one has seen this yet because I've been working on this the last couple of days. I was talking with Tim Grayman Poda recently about field day and how, you know, the usual people complaining about please copy 1 alpha, right? So in the new version of PoLo, you can log them as please copy 1 alpha. and I don't know where he is actually.
He's in
Indiana.
In Indiana, yeah.
Yeah, Indiana. And now the little plus tells you that they were a please copy. And in the stats, you get a percentage of please copies.
Oh, I love this.
Oh my god!
What?
That is freaking cool right there.
Okay. What was the
That had to be Kyle's idea. PC, please copy.
PC, please copy.
Yeah, that had to be Kyle's idea.
Well, he said it came from Grayman.
Yeah, it came from Grayman.
Did it really come from Tim? Okay, all right.
We did talk about Kyle when we were talking about this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
we can call it the Kyle stat.
The Kyle stat.
Yeah, and now, maybe the field day operation that logs the highest percentage of police copies will be awarded the Kyle Memorial.
Yes.
Something with a unicorn head on it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So show me before you click off of this screen here. You're doing field day on the screen right here, but you're also in a park. So I think it's on that menu kind of at the right. Yeah, I see that. So what if someone comes by and they're in a park? You want to log a park to park at field day. Is it in that menu? It's that menu. Okay. You had to scroll over to it. I was thinking it was right there. Oh, you can expand it. Okay, good.
And say you care about soda, you can even include the soda reference here, for example, or if you want to keep notes, etc.
Okay.
You can expand it. You can. If you have enough room on your screen, you can always have it visible like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. I kind of assumed that's where it was. I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah. And if you're running on a tablet, let me see if this works. If now that I switch the screen. Yeah. Here it's a bit tight, but on a tablet you have more room. The screen is split, and now you have your operation stats visible all the time here, or the operator information. And you can have the spots or the map always visible, and adjust the width of this.
I'm gonna have to try.
This on a phone is a little bit too tight, but on a tablet it looks very nice.
Right. I'm gonna have to see how that looks on my Z Fold phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So good.
And see this, like the little tree icon is for PODA volunteers. Oh. Let me see if I can get them. It's not working. Never demonstrate things with development.
You didn't do your demo
like
sacrifice?
Mike, for example, Mike is in the PODA board of directors. So you will be operating and randomly some people will call you and you will note that there are PODA volunteers. So you can say thank you to them for all the work they're doing.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. People ask if it'll handle club call. If you want to set up a club call, you click here. So I could be operating on the Ham2k radio club, and you will have the station call sign be Ham2k Radio Club. The operator is Kindle India to Delta. And while I'm operating, say I want to switch operators, I can type OP and say KN2X becomes the new operator. So I type OP KN2X, and any further QSOs will be attributed to him as the operator. So it works for multi-operator, single-station field day. It doesn't work yet well for multi-station field day groups.
Okay. Okay.
There's plenty more little tricks. I mean, we have a great manual. You can access it from the app here, and has lots of things on the features and how to use everything in there. It's not a bad idea to go read it. We have a YouTube channel. Please, actually, by the way, before we continue, go on the YouTube channel, subscribe, like, link, comment, do all the things that the algorithm likes. We have
Frank, go ahead and share that in the chat.
Yes, okay. Thank you. We have Instagram, we have Blue Sky, but mostly YouTube and Instagram are our most active things. We have online forums and a Discord chat. They're both equally important. The Discord is more interactive, but the forums are great for searching what other people have said in the past, or if they've run into the same problem you have. We have a very yay! I broke the app.
There you go.
Let me restart it. I was gonna share the list of developers that's there in the about page, but it's broken on my developer version. So go check it out. We have almost a dozen people helping because PoLo is open source, so it's free as in speech, as they say. It's also free as in beer. It costs $0. You can get it for free. I like to think of it as pay what you want. If you really like it, if you appreciate it, we really appreciate any donation, any contribution you send our way. Think of it as tipping your waitress.
Sure.
It's not, but it's not needed. And if you're on retirement income and you really can't afford it, I'm more than happy to see you use PoLo and enjoy PoLo and not pay anything. So that's why we made it be like pay what you want and free and open source. And the open source is also a guarantee that even if I get tired of this and abandon the project, other people can pick it up and keep it going. They don't even need my permission to do that. So if I start being a dick and say no to people's ideas, then someone can take the project and fork it and come up with their own version and reuse all the existing features. So it's kind of like a way to force myself to pay attention to what people want, and to make sure that you're not gonna get left behind if somebody decides to abandon their app. If you get invested in PoLo and learn how to use it, and that becomes your routine, and I get tired of it or I get hit by a boss, then some other people can pick it up and keep it going.
Good.
I don't know what else I might be missing.
I do have another list of questions if you're ready.
One second. Hold on, Frank. I did want to mention, I didn't want to interrupt you a minute ago, but you have a logging thing in there for the 13 Colonies event, which actually starts in like 8 days. That's July 1st to July 7th. I'm going to be out of town when it starts, but I'll be back home before that. So we're going to be trying to work some 13 Colonies from Colorado in the national parks as well. So that is that's a fun event. I really enjoy that event every year.
I last year and this year I'm gonna do it too. I'll be activating for New York for Kilo 2 Alpha.
Good.
And last year I did about 2,000 QSOs and I logged them all using PoLo.
Nice. Okay.
On my phone with my thumbs. So
okay.
that was a big test. That you can log a lot of QSOs in PoLo and it will still work fine.
Absolutely, yeah, I imagine
this feature is more for hunters than for activators because there's a lot more hunters than activators, and it basically you get if you work Kilo 2 Alpha, it'll tell you here it's a New York colony. If you work Kilo 2 Beta, it's Virginia, Bravo, etc. And if you tap here, you will have the checklist for the colonies you've worked.
Good.
Oh, okay. Nice.
But an even better thing is that this is my general operation log. Say that my field day doesn't overlap in dates, but let's say that I add 13 colonies to my field day. Now I can see, and I during my field day, I work Kilo 2 Massachusetts, Kilo 2 Hotel. You see this little star? It tells me that I've worked 3 colonies already. And if I tap here, it'll show me the colonies, including the ones I've worked in a different operation.
Okay.
So anything you work during that week, even if it's through multiple parks, multiple activities and whatnot, it'll show up as the checklist here.
Now, can you go out and export just the 13 colony contacts?
I was working on trying to figure out how to do that. I'm not sure it'll be ready for the time. But yes, it's I know exactly what you mean.
Like you were showing an example of exporting a full log or a soda log or a PoLo log by itself.
Yeah,
so
if 13 colonies doesn't have an export just yet.
Now, you don't have to upload 13 colonies. You just have to write down it on the paper and mail it or scan it or something like that.
All you need to do is say that you work the stations and
So they don't require an ADIF file upload, but it's still cool to have. It would be
No, I agree.
Yeah.
It's and all of this you're seeing will go out. We're going to be releasing the July version next week. Okay. All the features for field day will be out, and 13 colonies starts right after field day. It's, it's on Tuesday is the 1st of July.
It's always the first 7 days of July.
Yep, the first 7 days of July. So starting on Tuesday, it'll be 13 colonies.
Sweet.
And the way we do, it's possible for us to work on this and next week release an incremental patch update that adds the export. So there might be time to include the 13 colonies export. Before the end of 13 colonies.
For the end of July, before July 7th, basically. So
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a question. All right, Frank. I know you got some questions. Go ahead.
Yep. There's a question. This was a while ago. If I log a park to park with someone, like Jason is in a park in Colorado, he's traveling. Will the map spot him in Colorado or Texas?
Colorado. As soon as you put a park reference, even if you don't have QRZ, we have the database of parks. And since you said that this person was at this park, we'll use those coordinates for the map, for the location, and everything else.
Perfect.
Nice. You talked about the partial call sign tracking for when you're working a pileup.
Oh, I didn't, but I can do a quick share here.
I saw that question come in. I wasn't really following what he was asking. So
this is call stacking. Now let me restart the app. The feature is known as call stacking because you can stack calls in a list and then work them as they come.
Okay.
Oop. Man, what's going on with my phone today? This virtual phone.
It's still a beta. It's still in beta, right?
This is the development version.
Right.
So it has all the stuff I've been working in the last couple of weeks that will go as part of the July release. And so we still need to clean up some things. Whoa, yep, live demo going wrong. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, now it came to life. Yeah, here we go. So whatever, any park here. So I'm working a PoLo, and I hear Kilo Charlie 5. And then as I was saying that, I hear a tank coming up much more loudly and over Jason. So I type // and I start getting Kilo Golf 5 Alpha Hotel. And then on top of that, I get Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie. So all of them are here. And I know that this is a good one. I go back to him, Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie, you're 5-9 New York, and he say, yeah, you're please copy 1 Alpha Tennessee. And I log him. Now, after I log him, he disappears for the list, but all the other ones separated by the double slash are still in the list. So I can now say, okay, who's the Kilo Golf 5? And Tank will say, Kilo Golf 5, Alpha Hotel, Juliet. Oh, Juliet, perfect. 5-9 New York. And he says 1 Alpha in North Texas. I worked him, and it clears everything from the list. And now I'm back to the Kilo Charlie 5. And I call the Kilo Charlie 5. What's a full call? And you'll sometimes you moved on, and I don't hear you, so I delete and start calling CQ again.
Gotcha. So it knows that those partial call signs are not complete.
Right. Okay. And it will pick the first complete call. So you could even do Kilo 1 // Let me demonstrate something here also with without the hardware keyboard, because it's // but if you've noticed, well, there's the number row here that PoLo gives you to enter numbers more easily. But even without that, in the Android, in the phones, even on an iPad, you sometimes don't have the / at hand. You have the period, the comma. You can enter a period, and it will replace that with a / if needed. So if your keyboard has a period, you can enter that instead of the /, and that works the same way.
Okay.
So if I enter Kilo 1 and then I enter a full call sign, let's say Kilo India 5 Oscar Echo Bravo. Kilo India 5 Oscar Echo Bravo. And then // and I hear someone else say 0-0. So if I hit send now, it'll enter Kilo India 5 Echo Bravo, because that's the only full call in the list. And then I can say, okay, who's the 0 Oscar? And I'll have to tap here and enter 0 Oscar. What was it called? Whiskey India 0 Oscar. Submit, and it gets logged. And I'm back to the Kilo 1, and I can ask for the Kilo 1.
Gotcha. That is a neat feature. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
See, I was like, I'm not going to use this feature, but then I remember me like station stand by. I heard da 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 da. But time I'm done working him, I forgot who I.
You forget the AH. Now all you need to do is do // AH, and it will be there on the screen for you to call on them afterwards.
I'm gonna have to try that on PoLo. That's a cool feature. I like that. All right, Frank, we got anything else?
Smoke and signals. Don's asking, I am operating field day, and the station states that they're in a POTA park. Do I click the P2P tab and then enter their park number?
Yes, that's all you need to do.
Sweet. And this question was when you're talking about exporting logs. Do you support exporting logs directly to World Radio League?
Not yet. I don't know when we'll get to it, but I want to make a feature that lets you automatically sync your logs to QRZ, Club Log, World Radio League, any other app that has any kind of API that lets you push log data to it. Okay. So that when you're done with your operation, you get back home and you have your internet, you press a button and it'll say, okay, working on it. It'll spinner. It says, boom, done. You've uploaded all your logs to whatever you wanted to upload. That will come soon. Just not sure when.
Okay.
Like I said, lots of ideas, not enough time.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and here are several different other something's on the air that people want you to support. Bucky's on the air, Scouts on the air, Jags on the air, Porta Potties on the air.
That we built PoLo thinking about the world beyond POTA from day zero. It's one of the reasons. I mean, PoLo has a great support for Soda and great support for all the other programs you saw there on the list. If you have a program and you tell me what the list of references are and what the requirements are for the logging, we can add it to PoLo very easily. Like it's not a big deal. it's a harder deal to come up with a program that's a. I mean, I want to get breweries on the air, but it's easy to say that. It's harder to get the right list of breweries and decide what the rules are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like, by the time you're set on the rules, you're so drunk you forgot what the rules were, and then you have to start again the next day.
Yeah.
Welcome to most club meetings.
Right?
Yeah.
How many times we got to reread the minutes from the last minutes?
Yes.
True.
This was a fun one from Don. He asked, Sebastian, what is your favorite beverage and or cigar?
I used to smoke cigarettes a long time ago, and I was like doing even like 2 packs a day, and then one day I decided to quit cold turkey.
Good for you.
And the main reason I don't smoke cigars is that I'm not sure if it'll trigger the addiction response from back then. So I've kind of avoided. I mean, I actually have the bottle here. This is one of my favorite drinks. It's Venezuelan rum, Diplomático Reserva Exclusiva. Look for this green bottle. If you see it, it's worth getting. It's not that expensive, and it's one of the best sipping rums. Don't mix it with Diet Coke.
No, not a mixing rum.
This is sipping, not a mixing rum. Unless if you're doing like a fancy cocktail with rum with premium ingredients, then it's probably worth it. But otherwise, it's just sipping rum. It's my favorite, and I highly recommend it. And I don't know if it's true in all of the U.S., but they have great distribution in the East Coast. I find them on every liquor store, and usually like between $30 and $40, which is not that bad.
Yeah, no, that's not bad at all. Okay, good to know.
And if somebody from Diplomático is listening to this, which I don't expect, but I'll be your official ambassador on the ham community. If you want.
Okay.
I had a cigar rep talk to me over at the cigar store, and I've been itching to smoke some of his cigars. I got a good batch of them, but that's here or there. I just hey, you said rep. I was like, yes, I could do that for you.
Yeah.
We got another one, Ghost Towns, on the air.
Yeah, I saw that.
I know the spirits.
I mean, there's the famous what was it? Walmart parking lots on the air.
Yeah. That was an Instagram thing, I think.
Yeah. And there is also porta potties on the air.
Yeah.
That's a thing that I need to build better support for that for the next Hamvention.
That was a thing at Hamvention. Yeah, we had 2 or 3 guys do porta potties on the air at Hamvention.
Yeah. No, I'll for next year I'll have a better support on the app.
That's good.
That's all the questions I banked, sir.
Okay. Any other questions in the chat? Let us know. Sebastian, this looks really good. I'm looking forward to trying it out, and I'm gonna have to. I was able to open my Z Fold here, and if I did turn it sideways, then it would act like a tablet, and it put the things side by side. Yeah. So definitely gonna try it that way. I like that view of it. So that was good.
HOA on the air. Yeah, that you're guaranteed to get no contacts.
HOAs on the air? No, we don't want that. No, we don't want that. But yeah, good. Well, this is awesome. I'm looking forward to trying it. It is free. You can download it on iOS or on Android. And
I hope that you've shared a link earlier, but the best place to get it, just go to polo.ham2k.com and you'll get all the links there. Or search for Ham2k in your preferred app store, and you'll find it.
Right. Yeah, there's a link to both app stores from the front page of the website. So
yeah,
good. And do we have an invite? Do you have an invite link to your Discord server?
If you go to polo.ham2k.com, at the very bottom of the page in the footer, there's a Discord link, and there's also a YouTube
there it is.
there.
I see it. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
I posted that also in the chat earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, down here, join our community at the bottom left. Link to the Discord server there. Okay, good. Excellent.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, cool, man. I appreciate your time tonight.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you bet.
It was it's been a time. It's been a while in the works. We've been talking about doing this for a while.
Right. Yeah.
And now the thing we need to do is to get you to use PoLo.
Get me to use it, yeah.
Yeah, and then
So-
to send me money for using PoLo.
That's right.
That's
That's
the next step.
That's the next step.
It'll
right?
happen. I know it'll happen.
Oh, it'll happen. Yeah. It's good. Well, thank you. Thanks everyone for being in the chat. Don't forget this coming Thursday, 7 p.m. Texas time, another Let's Make a Deal with GigaParts. It's going to be right here. This right here says Thursday, June 12th, but we're doing another one on June 26th. This page will be updated. Pretty sure they're using the same URL. If they're going to change URLs, then I will let you guys know via my email list, but I am pretty sure this will be the same URL here. So I'm going to do it just like we did it last time, and we're going to be giving away door prizes, for lack of a better word, to people who participate in the chat. You have to be in the chat in order to be entered into the giveaway. I think they're going to do a giveaway like every 10 or 15 minutes. So
how are you going to be doing that? There was a question or two about the chat, and I kind of glossed over that. But since we're talking about it now,
I'm going to use this Nightbot.
Nightbot.
This Nightbot will do the keyword thing. Everybody will type a keyword, then it'll come up on the screen. So I've used that once or twice before. Mm-hmm. It works well.
Will Nightbot also pick up Discord? That was a specific question.
I think so. I think it picks up everything that comes in through the chat.
Okay.
So I believe that it will.
Cool.
Because there's people in Discord, because Restream ties everything together. So there's people in the chat coming in through Discord. So yeah, I believe it will.
Awesome. And I dropped my link to Tank Radio in the chat. And here is one more time the buy me a coffee for PoLo, because this is completely free and amazing. And if you're able to, head over there and support Sebastian and keep this going, because we want to see more updates.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
They're coming.
Yeah. Good. All right, guys. Well, thank you once again. Thank you, Sebastian. Thanks to all the people in the chat. I think you had a couple of your team in the chat, Sebastian.
I'm sure, yes. I saw a few.
But appreciate everyone being here tonight. We will chat soon, and everyone have a good Sunday night.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Appreciate it. See ya.